What's up, Guff gang? Joey Marino here from Grown Up Fantasy Football, here to rank some quarterbacks for Week 16. It's championship week, and I'm giving you my top 20 quarterbacks for Week 16. All right, so before we get into the list, if you're feeling generous, hit that like button down below the video and hit subscribe. We're putting out all kind of rankings, and come time of the NFL playoffs, we'll be doing some playoff pick'ems. And I'll also be going live on Sundays for the remainder of the fantasy playoffs. So if you want to get access to this kind of content, you want to hit subscribe and get notified by hitting the bell icon. But with all that out of the way, let's get into the rankings. All right, so at number 20, we're going with Kirk Cousins, going up against New Orleans, who ranks 6th against quarterbacks. It's not a great matchup. It's going to be a tough game for Kirk Cousins. He's been kind of streaky on and off this season. And, they could get behind. So I could see some upside for Kirk Cousins. And he's got good weapons: Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. But if I'm you, I'm probably not starting him this week because you could be in the championship right now or in the semifinal round of the playoffs. I'm probably not starting Kirk. Number 19, we got Ben Roethlisberger up against Indianapolis, who ranks 8th against the quarterbacks. This is not a good matchup. However, the Colts have kind of come back to earth on defense, allowing 300-yard passers for the last 3 games. Granted, 2 of those were Deshaun Watson, and 1 was garbage time Derek Carr. I think this could be a very defensive game as well. I'm not really high on him. There's tons of opportunity. They're passing the ball a ton, but the offense is one-dimensional if they can't get the run game going. So putting Ben at 19. At 18, we got Matt Ryan up against Kansas City, who ranks 14th against quarterbacks. It's a decent matchup, and there's potential for a shootout here, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Matt Ryan has been really inconsistent as of late. And, you want to monitor Julio Jones' status. If Julio is not playing, typically Matt Ryan doesn't do as well. He did pretty good in the first half against Tampa Bay, but I'm tempering my expectations with Matt Ryan, probably not putting him in my lineup if I'm you. Number 17, we got Jared Goff against Seattle, who's 28th against the quarterbacks. Why is Jared Goff so low? I think everyone should know why. Jared Goff has been so inconsistent this year. He's had games where he's killing it, throwing 300 yards and a couple touchdowns, but they just lost to the Jets. Oh, it was bad. It's a divisional matchup against the NFC West. And yes, Seattle is very good or very terrible or good matchup for quarterbacks and for offense, but it's hard to trust Jared Goff. So I'm putting him at 17. He could get higher, but I don't know. Number 16, we got Phillip Rivers against Pittsburgh, who ranks 2nd against the quarterbacks. This is an awful matchup. Steelers are a terrific defense, one of the best, if not the best in the league. And like I said about Ben, I think this could be a very defensive game, low scoring for both teams. Now, he has a ton of talent around him, and he's been productive throughout the year, but he's quarterback 2, and with a mid to high quarterback 2 ceiling is where I'm putting Phillip Rivers this week. Number 15, we got Mitch Trubisky making a comeback this season. Late season comeback against Jacksonville, who ranks 31st against the quarterbacks. Mitch Trubisky has been playing great for these last 3 weeks. He's got a great matchup now. He's had pretty good matchups the past 3 weeks. I'm not really sure what's going on with him, but he's coming alive, apparently, and he's got a great matchup. His weapons are on fire. David Montgomery is unstoppable, a league winner, in my opinion. His ceiling is quarterback 1. A quarterback 1, not the quarterback 1. But Mitch Trubisky is coming at 15. Number 14, we got Tua Tagovailoa against the Vegas Raiders, who rank 23rd against quarterback. This is a good matchup, and Tua has been getting better and better just about every week. He's playing efficient. And what's interesting is he was missing 3 weapons of his. Jakeem Grant, Devontae Parker, and Mike Gesicki were all out against New England. I'm thinking he gets at least one of them back. It's on a short week. They're playing on Saturday, but the thing about Tua is Vegas could play ball control without Derek Carr and with Josh Jacobs. So I think he's limited there, but it's not the worst. I'm probably still not playing him, though, if I can avoid it. Number 13, we got Russell Wilson against the Rams, who were first against quarterbacks. All right, Russ has been incredible pretty much all season up until week 10. Since week 10, he's had 7 turnovers, and he's averaging 1.5 touchdowns per game. This is not the Russ that we saw at the beginning of the year. The Rams just got humiliated at home by the Jets. They lost to the Jets. I think this is a revenge game for the Rams. They're going to come out firing. I temper my expectations on Russ. If you have him, look at the waiver wire. See if you can get one of these guys that I may be mentioning coming up, because I like a lot of these matchups coming up. Not so much for Russ. Number 12, QB1s. Drew Brees against Minnesota, who ranks 12th against the quarterback. This is surprisingly not a great matchup. And look, Brees looked terrible in the first half against Kansas City last week. He went 0 for 6 until he had his first completion. Not a great start. He's playing with broken ribs, but he had a decent day in the second half. He kind of saved his fantasy performance with about 19 to 20 points. I'm not expecting a great day, especially without Michael Thomas, but he still has weapons. I still expect New Orleans to win this game. Drew Brees is a low-end QB1 this week. Number 11, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield has been playing super efficiently lately. It's been incredible to watch him progress through this Kevin Stefanski offense, and he's going up against the Jets, who rank 30th. Now, the Jets just came off probably their one win of the season. Sorry, Jets fans, but it's true. Baker has been playing great. The Browns are hopefully playoff bound, and even with the big game from Nick Chubb, I still think Baker Mayfield can get it done against a terrible Jets secondary. So Baker Mayfield is QB1 this week, in my opinion. Number 10, we got Ryan Tannehill going up against Green Bay, who ranks 9th against quarterbacks. It's not a great matchup. Green Bay is pretty solid everywhere, but against the running back. And I'm predicting this to be a big Derrick Henry game. I think if you're the Titans, why not play ball control, keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands, and run the NFL's leading rusher and an absolute grown man on the field. Tannehill had maybe a career day last week, so I'm not expecting him to get 5 touchdowns again against Green Bay. It's going to be a tough game. It's a big game, and I think Tannehill plays well enough to get it done, but there's still a few people I like better. Number 9, Jalen Hurts going up against Dallas, who ranks 21st. This is a great matchup, and Jalen Hurts is showing that he is the answer in Philadelphia. Sorry, Carson, but Jalen Hurts is playing terrific. He's 2 weeks in a row against good competition, the Saints and the Cardinals, who are respectable. He has a great rushing base, and I think it makes him a QB1. Dallas is beatable. Dallas is definitely beatable. This is fighting for the scraps of the NFC East. I think Jalen has a very good day against a beatable Dallas defense. I'd really be looking at Jalen Hurts this week. He has a pretty high ceiling for me. Number 8, we got Deshaun Watson going up against Cincinnati, who ranks 13th against quarterbacks. This is not a bad matchup for Deshaun. Not a lot of great players on that defense, and his weapons are pretty good. No Will Fuller, but Brandon Cooks is playing good. He's becoming the wide receiver 1 on that team, like I predicted a while back. David Johnson is serviceable. QT had a costly fumble on the goal line, but Deshaun still is able to run the ball. I don't think Cincinnati's going to stop him. I think Houston gets a big win here. I don't see any way Cincinnati really beats Houston here. I think Deshaun has a good day this week. Number 7, we got Lamar Jackson up against the Giants, who rank 5th against quarterbacks. So I don't think this is as bad as a matchup as it looks. Baker Mayfield, we just saw him tear up the Giants, and that's just in the air. Lamar can do the same thing and run the ball on the ground. His rushing base can keep him level. The Ravens are hot. They're really hot right now. Lamar should continue the win streak, and he's been playing really well, so I think Lamar has another good day against the Giants. Number 6 is Josh Allen up against New England, who ranks 3rd against quarterbacks. So this is not a great matchup, and Bill Belichick is the master of messing with quarterbacks. I think they could try to take away Stephon Diggs, who is arguably their best weapon outside of Josh Allen. But on the other hand, New England could fold in this game. There's talk of benching Cam Newton for Jared Stidham, and Yes, that's on offense, but if they're doing that, then why are they even going to try to beat Buffalo? Buffalo's already clinched the division. I don't see them stopping Josh Allen. He's been automatic all season. If you got Josh Allen, you're playing him. Number 5, Justin Herbert up against Denver, who ranks 24th against the quarterback. This is a great matchup. Justin Herbert is in a divisional game right now, but both of those teams are out of the playoffs pretty much. He's on fire. I don't see Denver winning this game. The Chargers could make it interesting with Anthony Lynn's questionable play calling, but Justin Herbert should pick apart the Denver secondary and have a really good day for you. Number 4, going Kyler Murray against San Francisco, who ranks 10th against quarterbacks. This is not the best matchup. Richard Sherman is back. San Francisco still has a lot of talent on the defense, even though everybody's injured. But Kyler Murray is so good. He's been terrific for you all year. You can't bench him if you're in the championship. You got to play him. He can still run the ball, and especially in goal line situations, that can really come in handy. He just came off a great performance against Philly. I'm not benching him if I have him, especially in the championship. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers, giving him the Rodgers rate, coming at Tennessee, who ranks 27th against the quarterbacks. This is a great matchup. He's coming off a pretty average week, so I think he comes back with a vengeance. But the thing is, Tennessee, like I said, could play ball control to keep the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands. Derrick Henry could have a big game, but it's Aaron Rodgers. He can pick apart any defense. He can get the ball downfield, and they throw the ball so much in the red zone. He is incredibly valuable. If you have him in the championship, definitely play Aaron Rodgers this week. Number 2, Tom Brady against Detroit, who ranks 29th against quarterbacks. This is a very good matchup. They're the worst defense, Detroit. But the Bucs are kind of weird. They've been streaky. Look at the game against Atlanta last week. They were absolutely crap in the first half. In the second half, it's like they just flipped a switch and they're terrific again. He has all the weapons in the world, and they're playing for a playoff spot. Bruce Arians has an aggressive offense. I think Tom Brady gets it done for you this week in the championship. And at number 1, like we all thought who it would be, Patrick Mahomes, of course, going against Atlanta, who ranks dead last against the quarterback position. This is a soft secondary. It's a terrific matchup. I don't know what I need to say about him. The only thing that I think is even more in his favor is Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to miss this week and probably more with a high ankle sprain. They could be throwing the ball a lot more. Le'Veon Bell could be catching passes out of the backfield. Patrick Mahomes is easily the quarterback 1 for this week. So that's going to do it for Week 16 rankings for quarterbacks. Be sure to leave a comment below if you agree with me, if you disagree. Let me know. Let us know in the comments what you think. If you have questions, leave them down below. You should be excited. You got a lot of good quarterbacks to play for Week 16. It's the championship week. Go win your league. Go win the Shiva. Go win your championship. Go like and subscribe, and go get guffed.